For the first time in 25 years, the same player won the regular season MVP, the scoring title, and now he's your finals MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
This is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. You may think his path to success was easy, but this was not always the case. In his life, Shai has faced adversity and many challenges along the way, and today I want to go through with you guys how he overcame these struggles and challenges and what we can learn from what he did.
After his family moved to Hamilton, Ontario when he was 10, Shai joined a local basketball program called U Play Canada. But it wasn't like he was ever a basketball prodigy. At the age of 14, Gilgeous-Alexander didn't make his high school varsity team, which drove him crazy.
Does this sound familiar? At the age of 14, Shai was not even good enough to make it to his high school team. This is a similar story to Michael Jordan as well. As you can see, these players don't start number one out of everyone. They don't even become number one in their own team. The fact that he got cut just shows that he wasn't that good when he first started. And the coaches would always give feedback like, you're not good enough, blah, blah, blah. Some people would be really affected by these words and it would ruin their self-esteem and they would never get better after that. So you got people like Shai that take it on with a chip and try to prove all the haters wrong.
Shai had another formidable opponent who always challenged him to play one-on-one. It was his first cousin, Nickeil Alexander Walker, who currently plays for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Nickeil was just 2 months younger than Shai, so they always challenged each other on and off the court.
The thing was, Shai was the one that was the worst out of the two. This always drove Shai's competitive side, where he always wanted to become better, and he competed with someone that he was very close with.
Transferred to Hamilton Heights Christian Academy in Tennessee because they realized they needed better competition to.
Deep down, Shai knew that he was better than what other people would say about him, so he transferred to a different school so that he could prove himself.
Improve their basketball skills. But if you had to pick a future NBA player out of the two, most people probably would have picked Nickeil. When he first got to Hamilton Heights, Shai was a pass-first point guard who didn't look for a shot, mainly because his jumper was shaky.
So you can see that Shai has completely changed what he was in high school. A pass-first point guard that couldn't shoot. This is completely opposite of what people think him now. So if you think you are stuck in your position right now and can't improve, that is a complete lie.
However, due to an insane work ethic, constant shooting, and the habit of watching film, Gilgeous-Alexander averaged 18 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists.
So you can see some things that make him different are his insane work ethic. This still holds true till today, where he doesn't think he's the best player. He's always humble and trying to improve and get better and better. The other thing that he knew was that he had to work on his weaknesses. His shooting was very bad and he knew this, so he completely went all in to improve his jump shot, and now you can see what it's like. It's so much better. Shai also watched a lot of film on others and film on himself. The advantage of watching film on yourself is that you can be very critical and find what mistakes you made and how you can improve. A lot of people overlook this aspect because they don't really care, and this is a huge mistake, because how do you know where you can improve if you don't know what you need to improve?
Which was enough to earn him a scholarship to the University of Kentucky. And when he arrived in Lexington, Shai was as underrated as ever. A 4-star recruit.
Shai was a 4-star recruit in college, which means nobody expected him to be as good as he is today.
Who was not considered a starting caliber point guard.
He was not even considered to be a starter.
Coach Calipari compared Shai's jump shot to Charles Barkley's golf swing because they both came with a hitch. But
his jump shot was so bad, the coach was clowning him. Can you imagine how many people would not be able to handle that criticism, especially from all the haters around him saying that his jump shot is broken, that it's bad, it doesn't work. Shai is a guy that knows himself well, and in order to silence the haters, he works harder than anyone else.
Being underrated all his life, SGA was never discouraged, and he kept working and waiting for his opportunity. And after the first 15 games of the season, during which he usually came off the bench, Shai finally got a chance to start. And when he did, he never looked back. In the final game of the SEC tournament, SGA had the best game of his college career, scoring 29 points on 10 for 16 shooting.
This is an example of how Shai always stayed humble, even coming off the bench, and capitalized on any opportunities that were given to him. He proved himself to be better than what others thought.
I want to let the world know that I'll be entering my name to the 2018 NBA draft, and I'll be signed with an agent.
But nobody considered him a sure thing. In a stacked 2018 NBA draft, Shai was drafted 11th over.
Shai was drafted 11th in the NBA draft. This means that the NBA thought there were at least 10 people that were better than him.
Overall by the Hornets, who immediately traded him to the Clippers.
But do you think he ever minded about that? No, he didn't. And he always took a positive approach to things and slowly improved over time.
His career started the same way as it did in college, on the bench. But after just 9 games, Clippers coach Doc Rivers decided to put him into the starting lineup. And once again,
So this story sounds familiar. He came off the bench in the NBA as well.
SGA never gave that spot back. He was a stable contributor all season, averaging 11 points on 47% shooting, with 3 assists, 1.2 steals, and just 1.6.
Shai was so good that he became a starter and never came off the bench again.
Under the tutelage of Chris Paul, SGA blossomed, and suddenly, the Thunder had arguably the best backcourt in the NBA. Shai averaged 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists.
So the other thing about Shai is that he learns from people around him that he knows are better. So Chris Paul definitely served as a mentor for Shai as one of the best point guards in the NBA. Chris Paul was on the decline because of his age, but you can't deny his leadership skills and his ability to mentor those younger than him. Shai definitely learned a lot and superseded anyone's expectations of what he could do at OKC.
Assists per game. But what was most impressive is how cold-blooded he was in the clutch, shooting 58% from the field, and he led the entire NBA in clutch.
People started to realize that Shai was not only good at offense now, but his defense was also getting very good.
Steals. He was plus 106 in clutch minutes, which was second in the entire NBA behind teammate Dennis Schroeder. Shai's much-debated jumper had improved so much that he averaged 0.95 points in isolations, and his ability to score one-on-one was impressive when the game was on the line. His first step is unbelievable. It's really hard for anybody to keep him in front of him, and then he blows by you, and then again he slows it all down to sidestep people.
Shai knew of his strengths and capitalized with his unique playstyle, which catches everyone off guard due to its unpredictability and his fast and slow pacing style.
Where he made the most progress was knowing when to attack and when to use his deadly mid-range or force fouls. His bag of tricks contains many changes of direction, euro steps, and shot feints, which has become his specialty. His shot fake is so convincing because it's difficult to tell the difference between an authentic shot and its simulation. In both cases, Shai throws his head back and is in the same position. Modern guards shoot plenty of threes. SGA plays like a 90s guard, taking only 3.6 threes per game.
The important thing is that Shai doesn't follow the NBA trends and what other people are trying to do by jacking up threes. He knows that his strengths are the mid-range and he can make his own lane.
Dominating with dribble penetration, transition points, and half-court pick and roll. Players that can raise the level of their game in this way are a rare breed. The jump from 24.5 to 31.4 points without an increase in three-point volume is reserved for a golden group of individuals.
That is insane.
He finished second in most improved player voting.
Shai was also second in most improved. People could recognize that this guy really did improve year on year.
And when you add in his excellent defense, 1.7 steals and a block per game, on top of his elite offense, it's no wonder that he finally made the All-Star team, first team All-NBA, and finished 5th in the MVP voting. However, just like his mother always insisted, Shai stayed humble and kept working.
So he kept working even though he became one of the best players in the world. This type of mentality is what pushes players to become the best, even though they didn't start this way. So now you know, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's rise to success was not something that he did overnight, and it was not something that anyone expected when he was in high school or college. He grinded every single day, working hard, staying humble, and learning from his mistakes. And every year he got better and better. I hope you guys can learn some lessons on how you can approach life and make yourself better. And if this video gets 100 likes, I'll make a video on what we can learn from the downfall of Ben Simmons. I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you later. Peace.